Okay, we ready to do Virabhadrasana 3? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a walking warrior 3. so that you can feel this work that we've done, its relationship to walking, to climbing stairs, to functional movement. Okay, so the first 2 that we'll do, we'll have our hands by our hips. And the second 2 that we'll do, we'll have our arms over our head. Okay? Which in some ways is a little easier. So I'm going to back up, because this one travels. Those warriors travel. so I step back. Okay, so I come to this Vimanasana position. And I have to keep the outer hip moving down to the heel. And then I take my body forward. We just did this, right? Okay, now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the movement. So I'm here. As I come up, I have to keep resisting the knee back and connecting the outer hip to the heel in the air. It's hard to see that on this plane. And then as I come up, that standing leg hip stays in, moving down towards the floor so that this leg can clear. I step forward, press from the outer hip to the heel, and then move my leg back. Okay? And then again, outer hip down to the heel, I come forward. As I'm coming up, okay, so as I'm coming up, I'm resisting the shin back so that this knee stays, the weight is in my heel, outer hip to the heel, stay in this position, and then come up, keeping the outer hip in. And then you step forward. So that's 2 passes forward with your hands by your hips. We'll do that, and then we'll do 2 with arms over our head. Do you understand? Okay, so I'm going to march towards you, and you're going to march towards me. Warrior women. Vikings. Take a power pose. We're about to do a warrior pose, okay? Right? All right, now bring your hands to your hips, your outer hips, because you want to remind yourself that this is it's like we have a belt, and the belt is in us, okay? So bring your attention to your right leg, step your left leg back, glide it back. Okay, so let's try that one more time. Come a little bit forward because the props were in the way. Okay, now press down from your outer right hip to your heel, and then step the leg back. That's it. Make that back leg very straight. Keep resisting the right knee slightly to the right and the outer right hip to the heel. Be upright, Carrie. That's it. Now lean forward. Place your chest down on your thigh. That's it. And then as you come forward, start to shift forward. Resist the right shin back and move the outer right hip to the heel in the air. That's it. And then, as you come up, keep that outer right hip moving in, the left leg very straight, so that you don't have to bend the left leg to come all the way up and to step forward. Don't let the hip release. Step onto that leg. Yes. And then glide the right leg back. So did you feel how you had to keep the engagement in order to step? Okay, now, stride the right leg back. That's it. Keep the outer hip moving down to the heel, back leg very straight, and come forward. Now shift forward, but as you start to come up, move that left knee over the heel and connect the outer left hip to the heel in the air. Keep those knees really straight. Now as you come up, move your outer left hip down towards the floor. Keep it moving in so the right leg can clear. Step forward. Good. And bring your feet together and take a breath. Okay. You understand? All right. So now our last pass is with the arms over the head. And I'm actually going to go this way because I think you can see it, but you're going to be marching this direction. Strangely enough, it's a little bit easier when your arms are up. So you know how sometimes when we go to Warrior 3, we hop the back leg in or we step it in? That's what people do. Not saying it's ideal, but it's what we tend to do. So I come forward, okay? Now, do you see that movement? I don't have to. If the outer hip is engaged, if I'm not letting the knee come way forward, I don't have to do those extra movements to come forward. So again, I step back, arms come up, I come forward, I'm resisting that shin back. Do you see that? and the outer hip to the heel in the air. And then I come up, I keep the engagement so that this leg has a clear path, so I don't have to swing it out to the side, I don't have to do anything, step on it, and then glide the back leg back, come forward, and keep resisting that shin back and the outer hip connected to the heel in the air. Maintain that as I come up so that this leg can come through. Shall we try? Arms up. Okay. So take your arms up, step your left leg back, and breathe. Okay? Now, make that left knee very straight. It's challenging when the heel is up. It's hard to get the knee straight. That's true. Lean forward, take your chest down on your thigh. Pause there. That's it. Bring it all the way down, Jill. Okay, now as you come up, reach your arms forward. Reach your arms forward and resist that left shin back over the heel. Move the outer hip towards the heel in the air. And then keep the outer hip moving in as you come up. So the left leg can pass through. And then step on it. Glide the other leg back. Now, as you come forward, reach your arms forward without taking your knee forward. Okay, now as you start to come up, reach forward. As soon as that foot comes off the floor, resist, keep the weight in your left heel. And then connect that outer left hip to your right heel so that you can come up on that leg. That's it. Now, as you come up to stand, keep the outer hip moving in so the leg can cross through. Step forward on it. And bring your feet together. Good for you. Okay. Let me just show you one thing that happened. It was interesting. So when some of you were coming up, so you're in Warrior 3, and you're coming up, and then the leg goes like this. You see how that tells me that hip was going out, and I couldn't get the clearance. I just naturally... So then we're going to walk like that. So it's just something to, if you feel like you don't have that clearance, then we look not to this leg that's not making the step through, but the leg that's ideally supporting it. I step back, arms come up, I come forward, I'm resisting that shin back. Do you see that? And the outer hip to the heel in the air. And then I come up, I keep the engagement so that this leg has a clear path, so I don't have to swing it out to the side, I don't have to do anything, step on it, and then glide the back leg back, come forward, and keep resisting that shin back and the outer hip connected to the heel in the air. Maintain that as I come up so that this leg can come through.